know what you guys think. This guy's gonna give us some bullcrap about Pokemon being real. Or some stories about some guy who committed suicide and now haunts the offices. I wish. As I type this, I feel every stroke of the key could be my very last. I'm scared, I'm lost, and doomed. They will come. I just know it. See, Pokemon Go seems fun, right? Of course it is. But let me not put you guys up in any more suspense. Let's start from the top. My name is Sean. I'm a software technician at Niantic, or at least I was. Even I'm not so sure. I'm not much of a writer, I'm a programmer, so forgive me for my amateur writing. It started out 4 years ago. It wasn't much, but I guess you could say that it was the best I could get. Sure, the pay was miserable, sure the workplace was crap, sure most of the guys here were complete assholes. But I had a job, and with that, safety. Niantic was just a rookie app development and marketing startup back then, filling out third-party orders, debugging their party software, stuff like that. 3 years in and things happened. Our department manager quits. He's there one day, poof, gone the next. Like he was never even there at all. I mean, no one just quits a top post like that, right? I mean, I wouldn't. Then he showed up. Eric Armstrong. From no angle did this guy look like a software engineer, not one bit. All those years of LAN gaming and McDonald's had taken its toll on all of us. Most guys here were either obese or extremely skinny. But not this guy. 6'2", buffed up, and incredible reflexes. A skinny twat like me didn't stand a chance against him. Moving on, though. Things were just so different from there on in. New rules started popping up like acne on someone who just hit puberty. A pretty shitty comparison, I know, but moving on, things were pretty laid back. Life was slow, everyone would just be doing everything at their leisure, and then it all goes down. Rules, more rules. I mean, here's a list of some that really crossed the limit in my opinion. Number 1, logging in as an administrator was banned. Now he had to work as another user with limited privileges. Personal computers? No. That, big no. Number 2, no more Wi-Fi, and that's pretty self-explanatory, come on. Number 3, private emails were banned. Yes, emails. We could now only use the official business emails. Number 4, no smartphones, cameras allowed. We were given some shitty Nokias from 2005. Anyone caught with said phones would be strictly dealt with. Finally, the most egregious one. Under no circumstances should there be any employee present on office grounds after 5:30 p.m. Anyone found loitering around would be terminated. No prior notice, no nothing. And there it was. Pokemon Go. Now, I gotta admit, we were excited. Sure, we had to deal with shitty rules, sure we had a measly income, sure we were actually treated like crap by the administration. But we were happy. Pokemon Go had a lot of potential. Work began and everyone worked hard. This would be a key opportunity for us to get our company out there with the big players. 9 months go by smoothly. Until 1/3 of the entire office had been sealed off. Yeah, 1/3. Just like that, gone. My workstation was within that sealed off area too. I was just moved elsewhere. Shifting an entire office is no joke. We're pissed. However, our salary was doubled. So that's why we actually kept our mouths shut. Either way, something definitely wasn't right. Apparently they were renovating. Yeah, right. An employee, anyone, found loitering around Section C are liable for immediate termination. Exercise caution. Another shitty rule. Now this got me curious. What could a game development company possibly have that needs military-grade rules? Why the fuck would you be so strict about renovating something? No one could ask, though. Eric would rarely be there. The assistant manager didn't have much to say, and the guy had no idea that the previous one would quit out of blue either. Everyone worked as usual. It so happened that one fine day I came up with this bright idea to wait for an extra 30 minutes to complete some coding work. Everyone had left, and usually security makes everyone leave. Guess they'd forgotten that day. A while later I had to answer Nature's call. Can't believe I'm even writing that. And I did. Spent 10 minutes or so, returning to my desk, heard someone walking in. Like not just 2 feet, I'm certain there were at least like 10. I looked at the time, and I remember just saying, fuck! Because it was 6:15. I panicked, and I quickly hid under my desk. I peeked out from my vantage point. Suddenly out of nowhere, these men with black suits walked past through the hallway, and I'm lucky they didn't even notice me at all. I'm sure where they were headed. The goddamn sealed area. They sure as hell didn't look like any construction workers to me. Now why would I wait around and watch the show? I just made a run for it and I left, put a jacket over my head to avoid CCTVs. Jumping across the wall, I sprinted to my car, which was a shitty Honda Civic, I might add. No sooner did I return home, I thanked the gods. I'm not much of a religious guy, but hey, everyone prays when they're in complete deep shit. Losing my job was not something I could even afford at this point. I couldn't sleep the entire night. I just walked around my bedroom, hoping that no one had seen me running out. I honestly didn't even think about the men in black. I didn't get it. Why were there such strict rules? Why would you want to fire someone for staying a bit too late? Hell, a normal company would actually pay well for working overtime. Above all, who were they? Moving on. The next day, everything went on smoothly. No one had seen me, apparently. Life went on. And finally it was time. Pokemon Go was released. We were done, and I personally felt a great sense of pride. It was a hit. 1 million downloads within the week in the US alone. And it was time for us to update it. Or at least we thought we would. Things changed yet again. We weren't allowed to be anywhere near the code. And rest assured, when that happened, everyone was furious. Sure, the game belonged to Niantic, the company. But we made it. It was outright insulting to not allow us to do the honor of maintaining the game. I mean, I'd put a lot of effort on this game, and I wasn't even looking forward to working with a company that didn't give the creators the right to maintain it. And this was enough. I had to know. I wish I could go back and stop myself from doing what I was going to do. I wish. Perhaps I wouldn't even listen if I did. But still, moving on. From my previous escapades, I knew that the security was pretty pathetic. I thought I could take the chance. At most, I'd be fired, I guess. I had received plenty of job offers at that point, so I was willing to take the risk. I learned all the insides and outs of the entire campus. Like I said, I once worked in the sealed-off area and knew its layout pretty well. All I could do was hope that no one had changed the basic design. There were 2 other guys with me who were ready to leave. I wouldn't call them close friends, per se, but they were the best I had. Sam, Carl, and me. Our entire team was good to go. We planned, and planned. We would take these turns and recreate the way I managed to hide under my desk and eavesdrop on the men in black. We figured out that these guys left every night exactly at 10. And we were ready. We got pretzels, water, and Red Bulls. Hiding under the desks, we waited for them to leave. Gods, it was boring. The men in black, as I like to call them, left sharp at 10, as usual, and it was our time to shine. We managed to salvage a detailed plan off the vents in the buildings and noticed that one of them was connected directly to a sealed-off area. A simplified layout would be this, alright? It's a little crude, but, it's the best I got to show you. The 3 of us were pretty skinny. Carl stayed behind as a lookout. Sam and I went through the vents. It was too easy. Unscrewing the vents went like a breeze. Within 5 minutes, we were in the sealed-off area. And oh my fucking god, it was a mess. Everything was a mess. There was a massive server in there. I realized that by no means were these guys here to fuck around. My first thought was that it was some kind of supercomputer. I saw IBM written on one end. I mean, it was a server, alright. Everything else seemed to be missing. No desks, no vending machines, no windows. There was nothing but more wires, a few more computers, a large conference table with chairs around it, a shelf full of papers, and a constant smell of air freshener. We tried turning on one of the computers. Locked. Password protected, or was it? Sam was a tech-savvy guy and he'd done a lot of work in the field of hacking. And we were prepared. We'd brought along with us a laptop with Kali Linux and an external SATA enclosure. Windows fucking 7, though, was on these computers. Seemed odd, most high-security stations use Linux. Bypassing the password screen was as easy as changing a file on the hard disk. Surprisingly, nothing was encrypted, and even I don't know why. We were in alright. And there wasn't much, though. It seemed like a regular computer had a few files. Strange thing was that it was all Pokemon Go related. What a waste of time, I thought. But then I remembered the shelf with papers. I went to it and started to browse through. Most of it seemed like gibberish to me, completely random. Things about Python and some networking mumbo-jumbo. I went back to Sam and then he noticed something. There seemed to be an Ethernet cable protruding from the server, but it hadn't been connected to a PC. As a last-ditch attempt, we connected it. The screen went black, and we were greeted with some Linux distro we'd never seen or heard of before. It had terminal and shit so we could tell it was actually Linux. Sam messed around, he noticed something. There was a drive there, and it was encrypted. Sam had aced a cryptology course back in university. He apparently knew how to deal with all of it. It took him 2 hours to get it right. I went back to Carl and got us some snacks. Brought him up to speed about what was going on, told him about the servers and shit. I mean, he creeped out alright. I would have been shocked if he wasn't. Sealed out office area, $1 million server, men in black suits moving in and out. Sounds like a recipe of some Area 51 level shit to me. I returned to Sam via the vents. He was done finished at around 2 in the morning. I'd never seen him work that hard before, but we could finally open the file, and we did it. We were in. And there were documents. Like, a lot of documents. Stuff I had never even heard about. But there was one file that caught our attention. Operation Caviar. Shitty name, right? Nothing shitty about the contents. We read through it. We looked into each other's eyes and had only one thing to say. Fuck. Pokemon Go's fun, right? Yeah, of course it is. But you know who likes it more? Uncle fucking Sam. Think about it. You voluntarily go around with your phone to places holding it in your hand. No matter how encrypted that phone of yours is, you happily send all your surrounding environment to good old Uncle Sam. The government wants to see how the door on your living room looks like because they're planning to raid your house or their boss is renovating his. No problem. Let's just put an EV next to it. Working in another country's army that the government wants to spy? Well, let's just put a Snorlax inside that suspicious-looking silo. Finished having sex with your girlfriend? Let's just put up a Pikachu next to your bed, you know, for fun. Pokemon Go still feels fun. I mean, I haven't even started on how these guys can combine this information with all the stalking software these guys have already embedded in your OS to see what you do every second of every day in your life. You voluntarily use your phone to send live feed in an area previously unknown to the government. I mean, this shit would make any ex-KGB agent go green. I mean, we'd seen enough. Clearing up everything. We made our way back and just told Carl to get in the fucking car. We jumped over the wall like last time and made it back to my place, and we were freaking out. Just when I thought this couldn't get any worse, guess who shows up at 5 in the morning? Eric. And we were shocked. I'm not ashamed to admit it, I almost shit myself. With a finger on his lips, he quietly handed us a note without saying a word. Take your smartphones and put them in a drawer. Take your laptop and keep it in another room. Do not say a word until you do as I say. There must not be a single camera or microphone in this room. Do as I say and you live. And we complied without saying a single word. We came back once we were done, and he said, "Shut up, you three. I know what you've been doing, and I know you have a lot of questions, and I sure as hell ain't gonna answer any of them. It doesn't matter how I know any of this, or how I know where you guys were." And he paused. "All I can tell you is this. I've been put in charge of maintaining the locked out area that you people seem to love so much. So let me make this clear. I'm not your manager, and I sure as hell ain't no friend of yours. Hell, I'm not even who you think I am. All I can tell you is this. Come to work as usual. Don't say a word about what happened tonight. I'll handle everything, but no promises. Go to your respective homes and never look back at tonight again." He ran back to his car and left, and we were dumbstruck. But we obeyed. Without saying a word, my friends left, and everything at work has been going well for the past few weeks anyways. But I'm only posting this if I feel my life is in danger. And if you're reading this, then I'm probably dead.